If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC 25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay, guys, so yeah, we just did the icon video. Inaki Williams, bro. Inaki Williams, so much better than the people think that he is. And I'll tell you this right now, that doesn't happen often, where a card looks a certain way, but then he performs like a beast in game. I don't know. I could see why the people that were hyping up Azevo in the beginning, like, you know, some people hype up cards, and I'm like, you guys live in, I don't know where you live. You live in La La Land. But the Inaki, no, these guys were right about Inaki. I was like, whoa, dude. I think he scored 13 or 14 goals for me in like 4 games. Those look crazy. Anyways, today, another paid evolution. Woo! Ballon d'Or winner, ooh. Little Rodri link over here. Look at this. Receive Tiki Taka Plus if your player doesn't already own a Playstyle Plus. Tiki Taka Plus? I like that. In this game, bro, it's like, if I could choose my 3 playstyles, what would it be? Probably, or if I could choose 4 on a card, it'd probably be like Finesse Shot. Tiki Taka for me personally, because I like the build-up plays, you know. Press Proven for sure. And then fourth one, I can't think of the fourth one on the top of my head right now for some reason. I'm drawing such a huge blank. Long ball, there it is. Anyways, let's take a look at this one. Well, it depends on the players, obviously, because sometimes in the striker position, it's better to have other things like Power Shot's pretty good, but I don't really use it too much. Okay, so this one is, let's see. We get stat improvements. Long ball pass being added is very good. Really big playstyle added. Huge playstyle added. Massive, to be honest. Bruiser, another really good one. Deep lying playmaker, also very good. And then Tiki Taka Plus. Yeah, all the improvements are pretty solid for this one. Okay, let's take a look at some of the improvements that you can go with. Let's take a look. All right. Camavinga is one of them. That's actually pretty cool. Musa. Okay, so Musa, AC Milan length. Dang, he gets a good improvement. Let's see this guy. So 77 finishing, center mid, shadow. Okay, what do you have though? CDM, holding plus, deep lying playmaker. With what playstyles? Mainly bruiser. Okay. He has good defensive stats though, eh? I will say playstyles are very relevant nowadays for players to be really good, but sometimes you try out cards in game and they just perform significantly better. So right off the bat, the roles that he's working with is very solid. If you do play a 3-back, which we have not reviewed yet because I haven't seen one that's good yet, to be honest. I've tried 2 in a row and they just haven't been great. Wide midfielder plus could be cool if I can find a good variation for that formation. CDM holding plus, deep lying playmaker, half winger. Yeah, pretty interesting. Intro to stat limits, Ballon d'Or, Rodri. Let me see this Camavinga card. This Camavinga card looks interesting to me. I mean, he gets very good improvements. Yeah. Controlled player on a shadow. Mainly would use him as a CDM, but Tiki Taka being added is really cool. As a left back, I definitely wouldn't use him as a left back unless he could potentially be like a meta left back in the future, but that's only if you give him an anchor and then they format him a certain way, like they did like 2-3 years ago or something. Because he was a full meta left back up until they released that, I think it was Capdevia, right? It would have been better if they released Capdevia on the right hand side that year, but you know. But yeah, Camavinga looks pretty cool. Gives you good links to work with too. A lot of potential to work with in the future as well. The defensive boost is good, man. It's, you know, shadow chemistry style. You use him in the CDM area. You know, play styles wise, the only thing that he's lacking in is intercept, and I like intercept a lot for CDMs as much as possible. But yeah, no, he looks cool, man. Long ball pass, Tiki Taka. So the passing plays would be good. He would just be like a solid defensive presence in that middle area. And he has holding plus for center mid. That's a big deal, man. That's a really big deal. There's not a lot of players that have holding plus as a center mid, guys. Not a lot. So that's that one's actually very interesting for sure. Curtis Jones gets one from the Inform Improvement. Intercept Plus. Oh, that already kind of changes this card like crazy. If you have been improving him with this version, yeah, that adds a lot to him, bro. What's the roles that he has as a CDM? Deep lying playmaker. That's still very good. It doesn't even necessarily have to be holding plus, to be honest with you. It really doesn't, man. The midfield ones are not as crazy, to be honest. It's mainly for the CDM position, but guys, there's many CDM formations right now where a card like this can absolutely cook in for sure. Yeah, you could make him a lengthy on an anchor, but I don't know if I'd go down that route. I like the extra interceptions, especially with the intercept plus on the card from the previous evolutions on Disruptor. Right? So the only one that you'd pay for is basically this one. Long ball pass, press proven, intercept. Yeah, he looks like a very solid CDM. Because his stats are in a fantastic area too. And then he has bruiser with intercept, right? So that's actually very cool. Build up play with a player like this in a 4-2-1-3 would definitely be really nice. Even like 4-1-2-2, to be honest with you. Like, it would be really fun to use a card like that there. Musa has another one that's from the press proven. So that's if you're looking for a more responsive card when it comes to the left stick dribbling, but that's if you put him into you have to pay for this one, and you have to pay a little bit, quite a bit for it, to be fair. But excuse me, it looks pretty cool. Shadow for the pace boost, defensive boost as well. AC Milan links, good holding plus, deep lying playmakers, nice as well. Not too shabby. Bellegarde, wow, I haven't really seen this guy in a minute, eh? So 2 paid evolutions for this guy. Plays for Wolves, French links from the Premier League, which would be a huge variable to work with. But he gets a technical plus. Only has a bruiser to work with. So this is mainly like a center mid type card that you can play as a CDM. Good roles for the CDM, not as much for center mids. There's some formations where half winger is interesting to work with. Like there was a 4-5-1 I tried out where the center mid had a half winger on it, and it was okay. But I will say that I do prefer some different ones. You know, box to box would be like great to work with for a lot of the cards, right? But yeah, technical plus with this card from the previous evolution, giving him that improvement. Thing is though, is that you're kind of wasting it on him because of the lack of playstyle pluses, right? Like the thing about these evolutions, right, is that you take a look at them and they look cool because some of them get the stat improvements that puts them in an area that is significantly better. But with this evolution, like not giving the Tiki Taka plus, it makes it, in my opinion, more useless to give it to the specific card unless you are looking at it from like a purely stats perspective, right? Because again, Curtis Jones, who initially has the intercept, is very nice, but if he already has a playstyle plus like he does on this card, you're only improving his base card stats. So I don't know, man. For me, I think I would like wait for something that improves his base card stats, but I don't feel like I'm wasting the evolution, because if you're paying for it, it's especially doesn't make a lot of sense unless EA glitches it at some point in the future, and then, you know. So yeah, the Tiki Taka ones, they kind of make more sense in my opinion, because that's the point of giving it, right? But we're just talking basically, right? Enzo Fernandez is the other one. This card from the Rodri winner. So he already initially has long ball pass. I'm gonna be real with you. The stat improvements for a card like this would be nice. It actually would be, because the main play style for this card is the long ball pass, and long ball passes very meta to work with in this game. There was actually a point in time where I had 3 long ball pass players in the midfield area, and just the consistency of hitting those passes is fantastic. So again, from a stat perspective, you get good improvements, right? Enzo Fernandez is going to be more than usable in this current meta because that long ball pass is great, and honestly, surprisingly does really good defensive stuff as well. Not as much as like the taller, more physical dudes like Sissoko, Tudam and stuff, but Enzo Fernandez in the middle would actually work. Some people who are in the higher divisions that really spam those long ball passes, like they're definitely going to benefit off of a card like that if they do end up spending on it. But again, another situation where it's like, do you want to do that with the playstyle plus already on the card, right? That's the key thing to talk about there, right? Goretzka is an interesting one. So he gets the improvement on the Tiki Taka Plus, right? So that is added to the card, kind of the whole point of the evolution, in my opinion. So the Shadow Chemistry style keeps him at a mostly lengthy, deep-lying playmaker in the CDM area is nice. The added playstyle is obviously a big deal to work with. Has he had those things initially? I don't think so. None of those two things. So long ball pass and Tiki Taka, it is a big deal to work with. Because a card like this being evoed, unless you don't think he's going to get like some sort of, well, he's going to get a promo card, of course, right? But if you have like a Musiala in your team, or you have Neuer in your team, right? That's such an easy triple link setup to work with, where you can kind of like work with other variables around it, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't have defensive play styles other than Bruiser, but stats-wise, he looks pretty good, right? Interceptions, heading accuracy, standing tackle, sliding tackle, all in a very good spot, right? Again, the mostly lengthy is going to push pace out of the card a little bit more, right? So always have to look into those sort of things. So yeah, some of these cards, like I said, they get the good stat improvements. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to waste the playstyle plus on cards that already have playstyle pluses, right? Because that's more so stuff that you do in the future, depending on who actually ends up coming out, right? Mark Casado gets another one too. I think Barca fans who are going to want to use this card quickly. Oh, this is a lot of paid ones though. That is a lot of paid ones for wasted evolutions, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, you could do that, but like you'd have to be a little crazy to do this. You literally waste 2 evolutions like this, because Bonmati, the Bonmati one, I forget which playstyle plus that it gives, but I don't think it's press proven plus. I think it was technical. I think it's technical plus. And then like obviously he gets the stat improvements, which is cool, but you know, shadow chemistry style. The stat improvements is nice. For some people, they're gonna want to do that anyways. The EA knows what they're doing when they do that, but it's a little sus on that one. A little sus on that one. Stat improvements on Kobbie Mainoo as well, or Mainoo. I mean, again, he has the press proven plus. Stat improvements is nice. A lot of these cards, like, it's interesting because even though it almost seems wasteful on them because you're wasting not giving them the playstyle plus, the stat improvements are still nice. So for people who really don't care about that and they just want to get the stat improvements right away, then they'll do it. But I don't know, man. I think EA, you know how they work. I think they'll drop an evolution at some point where they'll give you these stat improvements without wasting the playstyle plus. That's the thing, right? Like we don't know which direction evolutions will head towards, but you know that's what they're gonna do at some point, because they did that a lot last year, right? Where it's like, oh, look at this evolution, but now you know this exists, and you could have just done the stat improvements, and you didn't have to waste a playstyle plus on it. So because Tiki Taka is really nice, guys. It is if you give it to specific cards, especially, right? But Kobbie Mainoo, stat improvements is still pretty good. Shadow chemistry style with the pace and defending improvement is very nice. Shooting, passing, dribbling, physicality for a midfielder is all in a great spot, right? Rolls. He even has box to box, which is really cool to work with. And then he has both the holding and deep lying playmaker. So yeah, stat improvements wise, he looks pretty sick. Yeah, he definitely looks pretty sick. And 2 different roles for 2 different positions that you would definitely be able to work with for sure. Reijnders, who is the AC Milan player, this makes more sense, right? You're not really chaining him because he has so many different evolutions that you can go with, but this 100% makes more sense, right? You get the stat improvements that puts him in a significantly better area. Shadow chemistry style improves the pace, increases the defending on the card. Roles wise, playmaker plus as a center mid is already a W. CDM, which is probably the main area to use him in because the nice rolls and defensive stats. He gets the pace boost, he gets the defending boost, and then Tiki Taka to generally help out with the build-up play can be really cool. Main thing here though is obviously he doesn't have the defensive playstyle, so he would be like your build-up midfielder in that CDM area. But again, he has the right roles for it, so he could definitely cook in that area. Cam playmaker, I wouldn't do that. Like, honestly, if I use Cam playmaker in like a 4-3-3, 4-1-2-1-2, anything like that, it has to be like a Putellas type of card. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. But yeah, midfield wise, CDM, center mid, a couple variables there for sure. Pavlovic, stat improvements are nice. Again, He gets technical plus from the Bone Madi one. So again, you are paying for a lack of a playstyle plus, which might not be super ideal. If we take a look at these ones in general, that one's from the no pressure one. So again, you get the playstyle plus and you get the stat improvements. So again, if you want the stat improvements, it's good in that regard, right? Shadow chemistry style. You can give him an anchor, but the pace is not really in the right situation for that just yet. Shadow would definitely be really cool, but yeah, let's see what else we have here. This one, there's a lot of options to work with for sure. A lot of really good options. Let's see here. So yeah, Jones again already has the intercept plus, which is great. And a mecha. This is a good improvement, but he already has press proven plus, so it'd be mainly for the. Let me see this one. So it'd be mainly for this one with the Tiki Taka plus. The stat improvements go hard though, man. They do go hard. Roles wise, CDM, deep lying playmaker, and holding plus as a center mid with what playstyles? Block and bruiser, not bad. Not bad. Holding plus for a center mid, eh? Again, it adds to it quite a bit. And in the future, you never know. Maybe he gets like an intercept or something as well. On the Shadow, you still give him the stat improvements, which is obviously really good. For sure, you know, the pace is in a very, very solid spot. Interesting. For the Borussia Dortmund links, for sure. German Borussia Dortmund, there's a couple of variables you can work with there, for sure. Let's see here. Alvaro. Werder Bremen, French player. Already gets Trivela Plus from Le Bleu. Then he gets the stat improvements. Again, you can totally go down that route. Gravenberch, let me see this one. Holding plus and then deep lying playmaker. But he doesn't have defensive stuff, right? No. But a big improvement on him. Very big improvement. Controlled lengthy on a Shadow too is actually really nice. I used this card one time as a CDM and he was decent to use in the beginning, but there was like moments where I'm like, yeah, if I had... Guys, I'm telling you guys, and you guys know this for an absolute fact, okay? If playstyles didn't exist, evolutions would be so much better. Because imagine defensive stats like that, but you don't need, oh, my intercept, I need to have... It's so weird, right? It's like I need to have intercept or intercept plus for my 97 interceptions to be more relevant. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, oh, brother, if we had evolutions back in FIFA 15, that's where you would see different teams. Because people know that it's a combination of playstyles and the stats that matter. You guys know because you guys saw that picture on Twitter with the long ball pass plus and then not having long ball at all, but having better passing stats. And the difference is just absolutely insane, right? But again, it still looks like a nice card. There's always potential in the future for him to get like an intercept or something as well. So always some very cool variables to work with there too. Alvaro, Kone. Kone I like, but Kone had an evolution that gives him Trivela Plus, and I like that one, to be honest. Like, as a midfielder, it's really nice. I forget which one it is. Is it No Pressure? No, No Pressure is the press proven one. It might be Le Bleu. Yeah, Le Bleu. Yeah, he had a chain one from Le Bleu as well. No Pressure. I don't know. I don't remember which one it was. It might just be this one, to be honest. And then you could improve that in the future. Because again, Trivela Plus as a midfielder is very cool. Roles wise, he has box to box and holding, right? So there's a lot of potential to work with in the future. Because again, 4-2-3-1 for a or a 4-2-1-3 for a card like this, and he's in the back area that could still pop in a Trivela with shooting stats like that. Like that's really nice, right? So again, you could go down this route in regards to stat improvements, but like I just don't really see people going down that route, paying that much money, and then kind of wasting those evolutions, right? There's going to be a lot of like cool sentimental cards for sure that I could definitely see being really nice. Zidane, you guys know Zidane has like a bunch of chain evolutions you can go into, right? If you've been improving this card on a consistent basis, you can check yours out right now on the team, and there could be a lot of interesting variables to work with. Again, all of the roles that he gets are very good, right? Box to box is great. Playmaker plus is great. Deep lying playmaker as a center mid, also very nice. But he also has it for CDM, right? On a Shadow chemistry style, he is a lengthy, so pace is pushed out of the card a little bit more with that pace and defensive stat. But, oh, never mind. By the looks of it, you don't even have to give him defensive stats, dude. Holy! I just noticed that. Brother, you would give him a catalyst with the added passing playstyle? That's actually kind of crazy, to be honest. His passing might actually be like goated in game. Because bro, and you know what's crazy is that he has base card stats for defense. I feel like that adds way more to it too. You know what I mean? And this one would actually make sense because look, you don't get any playstyle pluses, but you added on this card. That's a nice one. A couple of these guys could be really cool too. Who knows? Renato Sanches for that Portuguese link. That Fika link, Tiki Taka Plus being added to him is really nice as well. Honestly, I use this guy a little bit in the CDM position on some people's accounts, and he was actually pretty decent there, regardless of not having defensive stats. So that's why sometimes you have to test out some cards where it comes down to like defensive capabilities in game. But regardless, Shadow Chemistry Style puts this card in a very good area, and you are adding the Tiki Taka Plus to him, right? So Tiki Taka Plus being added to him is nice, but he is lacking in finishing, so you do have to be careful with that because I think for that you would have to use him mainly as a deep line playmaker. But again, because of this whole point of this evolution with the long ball pass and Tiki Taka, it's adding a lot of really good stuff to him too, right? Dang, look at this Arsenal player, bro. This is what Evolutions is about right here. This is what I'm actually talking about. When I tell you guys, like, with the sentimentals and stuff, like, this is what I'm talking about right here. A bronze card, probably never going to get a card, potentially, right? Look at the crazy improvement you give this guy. The only unfortunate thing about him is that, again, it is kind of wasteful for him because he already has the incisive pass. So you could probably wait for an evolution down the line where he improves yet again, with base card stats being improved. If you care about giving the Tiki Taka Plus to something else, right? He probably has a variation that you can give it to him for, to be honest. Like, if I search here, like, there's going to be different variations for him. Like, so maybe there's, like, this 84 now. That's with Bonmati. Let's see, like, this one, 82. Oh, that's a waste as well. Holy, that's a lot of paid ones on that guy. Holy. I'm sure there's bound to be, like, one. But, like, there's different ones that have press proven. So it's like, if you don't care about the playstyle pluses, the base card stats being increased is obviously very nice for some people. Look at Fred's card, bro. Unfortunate thing about him is he already has Relentless, but the stat improvements is nice for sure. Manchester City, look at this guy, bro. Bronze, bro, this is what I mean, bro. This is the way you gotta upgrade the cards, brother. It would be a waste on him, though, for sure. Unless you really want those stat improvements earlier on in the game. Honestly, if this is like a guy that I knew IRL, like, I'm improving the card like right away. No question about it. Renato Vega, but he already has Dead Ball, so it'd have to be like a different one. I already know people are going to go in the constant and be like, yeah, but there are evolution choices that give you that specific playstyle. Yes, 100%, you could do that, right? I'm not saying that you can't, right? I'm just telling you to like this one's showing the 2, but it's obviously not that. So it would basically be like, if we were searching through it, it would be like this one, right? It would be this one right here. So it was intro to stat limits, Ballon d'Or, a Rodri, Shadow Chemistry Style. He's a lengthy, way more usable version of his card. He has good position changes too. So it depends on what they do with like the pace improvement. This guy actually plays center back for us recently, believe it or not. Wasn't like too crazy there, but you know, it's good to try him out there. You know, something different. Could potentially be significantly better in the future as well. Who knows, dude? Who knows? Yeah, these ones at the bottom, they're like mainly sentimental, but like they get massive improvements too. Like Emre Can is the one that's trending in the game because he's you know, they add the Tiki Taka Plus on him. I feel like he would still have a very good defensive presence, man. And the crazy thing about this card is that he can play as a center back, right? So you can switch that in game if you need to. So if you're using a 4-5-1, it wouldn't be hard for you to switch to like a 5-2-1-2 or a 5-2-3, depending on like the players you have. Because if you have like Inaki Williams on the right hand side, you could switch him to striker, but your left mid would also have to be able to switch to striker. Then your striker has to be like a striker cam, like an Alvarez or something. All depends, right? But yeah, that's why he's trending in the game, because he gets the nice improvements too. Tudom gets all the improvements. He has an evolution that has like 90 pace on it. It might still exist, it might not, but yeah, he has like a 90 pace, a little bit ridiculous. It's better than the SBC card, that's for sure, for the people that ended up doing that. But yeah, let's take a look and see if there have been ones that people have mentioned that that could be really cool. I'm very curious to see. Okay, so Rodri, Camavinga, yeah, definitely like the Camavinga card. He looks good. Adding Tiki Taka to him is really nice. Matt O'Reilly for Brighton. For Brighton links, eh? Let's see what he looks like. Matt O'Reilly. Matt's like this with two T's. Two T's. And then... oh, there he is. It'd be this one here. Yeah, so a straight up improvement. Yeah, see, this is cooler, right? This is where it makes sense. Brighton player. So it gives you the Brighton links depending on who you're using in your team. Good position changes, roles. CDM is the main one, I would say, for sure. But a lengthy player on a shadow with good pace and good defending. Slide tackle bruiser. Again, play styles being added in the passing area makes him way more usable. So that's a cool card. That's actually a good find for sure. I agree with that one. Enzo Fernandez, yes, for base card stats. Also very nice if you want to go down that route. We checked out that one. Curtis Jones looks really good. Oh, this one is for Inform directly, eh? Oh, so the Inform. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Curtis Jones. Right? People are like, oh my god, Inception, you missed out on this card. Like, it's not even missed out, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather give him Intercept than Tiki Taka. 100%. Like, this is how my mind works when I'm looking at evolutions. When I see a playstyle plus that I just feel like is more relevance for the specific card, I'm already like, yeah, I'd rather just give him an Intercept. Because with Tiki Taka, it depends who you're giving it to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think with Camavinga, it would actually be really solid for him, for sure. But what if you gave me the option to give an Intercept plus to Camavinga instead, I'm giving him the Intercept plus. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Tiki Taka is really cool to work with on a Putellas, for instance, right? Like, using her with that playstyle is really sick. Jetson Fernandez gets one too. He has like that foundation card that you can pretty much evo as well. So you could probably like wait for something with that. No pressure gives him press proven plus. So some people might go down that route as well. Yeah. Lucas Torreira. Surprised more people didn't respond to this. People usually come out with like some pretty crazy ones. Adama 2.0. I don't know why this card got dislikes. That's why I had to say in the title like he's overpowered, because people are like, I don't know. People were looking at that card and they're like, Krez. Bring back two evils at the same time. Yeah, I mean, you guys are crazy for doing all that, but Ballon d'Or Bonmati, the 100 Club. With the Ultimate Edition intro to style included, that Nani card is crazy, but there's no way a single person on Earth has those evos left uncompleted. The Ultimate Edition, yeah. That's why when we do the evolution videos, we brush through the videos, because you could still chain them just with not with specific ones. You know what I'm saying? Such a shame though, like how that works. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have Ultimate Edition, it was from the beginning, and then it's like, yo, like I want to do a Liga NOS team of Portuguese players, and then it's like, well, GG's, you know? But at the same time, guys, they're not like EA. I don't blame EA for this, because you're technically supposed to do evolutions this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to give Ultimate Edition evolution to a card that like you just don't think is going to get anything crazy, right? This one is a good chain, but again, stat improvements for him like is more wasteful, because you don't get the playstyle plus on him, right? And they could do that in the future. That's the key thing here, is that they could do that in the future, right? Yeah, I'm curious to see if people have, because sometimes people have like really good threads on like some cards that end up being really cool to look at. So I'm gonna do Ballon d'Or winner Rodri for this one. I want to see some good threads. We found a good thread the last time, actually. It actually showed some really cool cards. Winner Rodri evolution. O'Reilly. Gomez, yeah, Gomez getting tiki-taka is pretty cool. Gravenberch, yeah. Or Gravenberg. Huh. Oh, these are people just talking about predictions. But yeah. Let's take a look at some of the sentimentals if I were to go down this route. Well, let's see what Easy SPC has. Let's see what they got. Incisive deep lying play. Bro, these stat improvements are crazy, man. Look at this Portuguese guy. I don't even know who this is, bro. But tell us, look at this Portuguese beast. CDM holding plus. Deep lying playmaker. And he has false back too, eh? Interesting, interesting. All right, let's take a look at the sentimentals for this one. Press proven plus to technical. Press proven plus. Yeah, that's what you would go down to this route right here. Yeah, because you're giving him tiki-taka from the Rodri one. I don't think this one has like intercept and stuff though, right? No, it's just mainly passing stuff. That's definitely sentimental. You have to kind of hope for something in the future for that one too. What about my FC Porto homies? Let's take a look. FC Porto. Eustáquio gets one? Well, he has that Europa League card too, right? Varela. I don't know. It's hard to say Varela getting one, to be honest. Gruitch can get one. Oh, okay. Yeah, honestly, I don't really see Gruitch getting a card, man. So that could be a decent one to give as well, if you're going down the sentimental route. But yeah, no, a lot of cool choices for this one. Musa, you really can't go wrong with Musa. I think as a midfielder, he's really well-rounded for sure. I agree with people hyping that one up. Camavinga, I agree with the hype up as well. Curtis Jones, I agree with too. It's just for me personally, I just feel like, oh yeah, it's wasted with evolution with the playstyle plus, but it's not in the sense of like if you're not looking at it from a long term and you're looking at it from a short term, then yeah, the stat improvements are nice. But again, guys, be careful because they could drop something in the future where, you know, that becomes more of a relevant thing to look at. So just letting you know, okay? But yeah, pretty cool evolution. Obviously, as usual, you guys should always go down the sentimental route because some of the chain evolutions for that at this point would definitely be really, really cool. But regardless, it's a good evolution if you choose the right players because the play styles that they add to it, the roles that they add to it, it's a big thing to work with, right? For the meta, if you want to use certain players like right away. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.